I don't see anything that Bo Nix is doing right now that Daniel Jones can't do. It reminds me a lot of the Giants' Brian Daboll offense when he had a breakout season of 15 passing touchdowns. It does, because Daniel Jones was just dinking and dunking. So is Bo Nix this year. And when Bo Nix is asked to throw past the sticks, he looks awful.
That's exaggerated.
He looks awful.
You were just here fucking hands and knees, fucking two-handing it on that throw over the middle to Marvin Mims. That was the best game Bo Nix has had in his career. And then he has the game versus the Colts.
Was bad.
And that was an objectively poor performance from Bo Nix. And even still in that game, he bounced back and finished the game with 2 touchdowns after throwing 2 second half.
I don't care.
And then in this game, he was dinking and dunking in the first half, and we looked amazing. Joel, like I mentioned to you on the way here, you couldn't say a damn thing. But when the Chargers locked in and they took that away from us, they are now going to use the one play to Marvin Mims, where if you watch Bo Nix this season, a majority of his deep shots are a selling by his wide receiver. However, in this moment, I will tell you, this was a horrible miss by Bo Nix. And even you gave him a little bit of slack, which I was shocked because, again, he went through his progression, saw him late, but still tried to make the throw. I think that he skied it. It was an underthrow. And then I'm not even talking about DPI. I'm more so saying, Bo Nix, you need to hit that throw because that's a touchdown after now we're trailing.
Let me look at that.
We go in the start of the second half. We get points. We go ahead and we're up double digits. The Chargers go ahead and they answer with a touchdown. 3-and-out for the Denver Broncos offense. Then they go again. We get them off the field, or I think they score a touchdown again, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're down 3. They get the 2-point conversion, a nice play by Josh Palmer. Then we have the 6th play. That's the one that Bo Nix misses. Then we get a 3-and-out. I thought we lacked aggressiveness. I thought that in that second half we got complacent. We didn't change anything. To say that Bo Nix was terrible is insane.
He was terrible. He didn't do anything that was actually like you thought was impressive.
Again, in this moment right
outside
now,
of one throw
you're trying to make something more than what it is.
No,
and I
it's
respect
not.
it.
It's not.
Again, but you've been here time and time again. Like, oh, well, you know, this was actually a really good performance by Bo Nix. Oh, but now, and then you have this moment against the Colts. This is bad. Against the Chargers, first half, there's nothing you could say. This was a great performance by him. And then in the second half, we fall off. Now he's in the Daniel Jones category. If you watch...
Daniel Jones is crazy.
If you watch Bo Nix and his deep shots...
Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones, yes.
Daniel Jones is the backup.
There was at one point you said that if Daniel Jones went to the 49ers, he'd win a Super Bowl with them.
I still feel that way.
Is that... So that's a disrespect to Daniel Jones on now, and now that's a disrespect. You used to hold Daniel Jones into high regard. Now it's a disrespect to compare somebody to him.
You can talk narrative with me. It's
that's what
not,
you believe. It's not a narrative.
It's not.
That's
what,
the old narrative.
It's,
that Daniel Jones narrative is fake old, bro.
When you are saying it, it's different than me saying it because I know how you feel about Daniel Jones.
Is Bo Nix not a bottom starting level quarterback?
I don't want to hear this because, again, when you talk about Daniel, you're being disrespectful and you're sliding him. So I'm going to take it as you're disrespecting Bo Nix. Is that fair, Mr. Moran?
That's fair. You can take it that way.
In that sense,
because
I will also go and tell you
is I'm evaluating Bo Nix.
No, but you're also being unfair to him.
No, I'm not.
Because when you say he throws beyond the sticks, he's been poor. That has not been true.
That has been true.
A majority of our game plan is dinking and dunking. Do you want to know why that also is? Because our run game has been extremely poor.
The rush success rate for the Broncos is actually top 16 in the league. It hasn't been poor.
I don't give a fuck about that. Watch the game. We're bottom 10 in rushing yards a game.
The stats are a reflection. The Broncos not run the ball well against the Chargers?
In the first half, we ran very well.
They haven't been a good rushing
game. We haven't.
Yeah, no, they haven't been one of the better ones.
If you say we've been a good rush offense because of success rate, fuck analytics.
They've been able to keep Bo Nix out of third and long situations. They've been third and manageable. Sure, the Broncos, they don't run the shit out the ball. They don't have a true elite tier running back or a great running back. I would say a good running back.
There's no one good.
Outside of McLaughlin, because I think he does have some explosiveness. But they've been able to keep Bo Nix out of third and long situations. His third downs are 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s. They're 3rd and manageables. That's much different than being in 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. That's a much different scenario. Bo Nix, when I say he's in a Daniel Jones tier, that just means, listen, he's a
Yeah, please clear
Not a
this
10
statement.
starting level quarterback.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's exactly
what tier is he in to you?
I don't think put him in Daniel Jones tier. It's a little crazy right now
No,
because
it's not.
a couple weeks ago we were
Daniel
up here.
Jones just
We
got
had a
cut.
conversation
Not
about
me.
we had a conversation about Bo Nix being a franchise quarterback when it was a few weeks ago. We had a topic. We had a Bo Nix
You thought he was
franchise
franchise quarterback?
I said what he's been doing so far. You have to be happy with what you're seeing. Am I right in it that he's going to be a top 10? I'm not
All
saying
I said was that
that.
he's running the system right. That's all I said.
That's exactly
because that's
what he's
all
doing.
this year has been. This year, his great
Why
games
is that
have
a
been
knock,
scheme
though?
games.
I don't fucking stand.
Because you need a quarterback to do
quarterbacks
more
take
than
what
that.
defenses give. Why is that a knock? I don't get it.
It's not what
in this
defenses
game
are getting.
yesterday.
Daniel Jones is worse than a bottom 10 quarterback. Because you call Jalen Hurts a bottom 10 quarterback, and you don't think Jalen
was
Hurts is in
playing
Daniel
like it at
Jones'
that
tier.
point.
He was not
Jalen
playing
Hurts-
like Daniel Jones,
No,
bro.
no. Jalen Hurts to me was in the 19th, 20. I think Daniel Jones is more like in the 28th, 29th ranks of quarterback.
Daniel Jones is a high-level backup,
but Jalen
low-end
Hurts,
starter.
but this is the thing.
I think Bo Nix is like a low to
Hurts-
medium-level starter right now.
Jalen Hurts to me, when I measure his full body of work, he is at worst the 11th best quarterback in the league. He's 10 to 11. Daniel Jones, he's 28 to 29.
Wait, 10 to 11?
Right now, I
do you mean?
think Bo Nix Hurts is like where he ranks amongst quarterbacks.
Oh, you think no, you don't think he's the 10th best quarterback. You said 10th.
Yeah. When I do my list, it's Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I have Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love. Then I have.
Where's Geno? Because Geno's better than Jalen Hurts, right?
Geno,
Then
Jared
I have,
Goff, K1.
It's really hard to rank between CJ, Jordan Love, and Dak when they're healthy. But I would put Hurts in that 10 category. He belongs in
I'm
that
just
category.
so confused why a week ago he was bottom 10 and now he's top 10.
I said he was playing like it. I never said that's his ranking for. That's why I just said
okay.
when I look at the.
Sometimes, man, words
That's how
are
he's
really
playing
dog
like it.
shit.
That's how he's
words
playing.
are really dog
That's
shit.
how he's playing.
Because
But-
words don't mean what they mean sometimes.
The first half, Bo Nix stats looked great. He had a 2-yard ADOT. When we talk about he's just taking what the defense gives you, no, he's taking what Sean Payton is telling him exactly to throw to. I mean, most of
Oh
his
my
things are
God,
first
rookie
reads.
quarterback listens to head coach.
Most of his things are first reads. But
Bro,
this is the
but
thing.
why are we on his
This
neck
is
for
what
being
Sean
a
Payton
rookie?
wanted. This is what Sean Payton. I can't put this on Bo Nix because Sean Payton wanted a guy that's going to come into his system, and Sean Payton's going to say, "This is how you're going to play." That's what he got in Bo Nix, and Bo Nix hasn't been.
Yes,
he
and
hasn't
right
been-
now
My
he's
bad,
holding
Dels.
them back.
Go ahead, Dels.
When I look at Bo Nix, his pocket presence after he gets beyond that first read, he skedaddles out the pocket.
Listen,
his
I don't think Bo
footwork
Nix
is all over the place.
I don't think
That
Bo Nix has been a
improved
top
this year.
15 quarterback by any means. I don't think he's like this bona fide superstar
He's one of the
going
worst starting
forward.
quarterbacks in the league
Yes,
this year.
but I also don't think it's fair to hold him to the system quarterback, kind of area because that could just be what he is, and that's what Sean Payton wants. I can't blame Bo
is what
Nix
he's gonna
for
be.
what
One
Sean
One of the
Payton
worst
wants from
starting
him.
quarterbacks in the league.
Yes.
So, and I can't say it enough.
Do you think he's better than Derek Carr?
Yes.
Derek Carr is so much better than him. I'm sorry.
Derek Carr is pretty terrible. Like Derek Carr is awful.
No, he's not.
What?
He's
No,
like,
no, God.
the Saints have only won games, but Derek Carr this year.
I don't
many
really.
games they won, Derek Carr?
It bothers me
Three?
so much. No, he's done absolutely
start 2-0,
dog
right?
shit. He's been super fucking
I'm
mid.
actually curious.
Now, what kills me when we talk about Bo Nix is that we give certain players passes, and why we give certain players passes is because we have agendas for certain players. When this player
gets a
plays
pass?
better than what we're anticipating, okay, we got to tread lightly. I still don't know yet. Let's wait and see. But when he goes and starts off playing dog shit, hey, you know what? That's pretty bad. This is one of the worst quarterbacks statistically in NFL history. We don't give benefit of the doubt. But then when he plays really well, we're still not giving the benefit of the doubt. Now we're waiting and seeing and waiting until they go and they fuck up like the game versus the Colts, like the game last night where even still, I wouldn't call it a fuck up. One missed throw, which even I will tell you was a bad miss. One of the reasons we ended up collapsing down the stretch in last night's game. But from week 6 on, like I've been speaking every single week, there's not much you can say negative about Bo Nix. And now we're getting to the point where, because now we're back to him playing poorly, he's been one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league. Now, again, using the first few sample sizes of the games where he was his absolute worst. Now the games in between, they don't fucking matter. Now the game against the Browns where he has an amazing comeback after selling, showing resilience, throwing a late game INT, going ahead and putting his team in position to kick a game-winning field goal to go ahead and take the lead. It bothers me to no end how far we'll go for agendas. That's what really fucking bothers me.
Who gets a pass?
You tell me.
No, I'm asking you because you use that as a comparison. So who gets a pass?
That's just the natural truth.
So who gets a pass for me?
Brother, Jordan Love didn't get a pass from you in the beginning of this season? Did you not give him a pass?
The very first game of the year.
You know what? I can't even say that's true because then Geno Smith was better than him. Jalen Hurts didn't get a pass from you because then he was bottom 10. But now he's in top 10 conversation.
No, but that's the thing. Jalen Hurts this year, I do think
that is one of the craziest things he's ever done.
Yeah,
you went from saying he's bottom 10 to, oh, he's a top 10.
Because that's what I said exactly. I said exactly. He's not playing
words
well.
Are words until they
he
are
had
words,
less than 110 passing yards against one of the worst defenses in football. There's a reason why A.J. Brown called it out to the media. Everybody that's watching the games was looking at and realizing, okay, Hurts is not playing on time. He fixed that. He's playing on time. When I look at the totality of Jalen Hurts' career and work, I can't discount what he's done. Bo Nix, we only have this to evaluate from. You talk
how
about
C.J. Stroud. That's a great example. C.J. Stroud.
Bo Nix and C.J. are in different situations.
And I don't disagree. But hey, he'll get a pass because he was so great his rookie season, and understandably so. You went and turned around
CJ's carrying the offense.
A terrible situation.
CJ is carrying the offense.
But CJ, so again, now we're going and giving passes.
No, I'm not giving a pass
because
to CJ.
for certain guys, they deserve it. But
He's
when
carrying
we don't,
the offense.
when I think, yo, this guy's not good, he's bad, but then he plays really well. Oh, I don't know.
CJ
I
is
don't know
carrying
yet.
the
I gotta
offense.
keep waiting and seeing.
Bo Nix, I think Bo Nix can run Sean Payton's system right now at a moderate level. It's not at a high level right now.
No.
But it's not dog shit. This offense has been able to put up points for a few
It's
weeks.
the same as the rest. The rankings APA-wise the same as the Russ offense.
No,
last
I
year.
know, and I know that.
Exactly. You're going and taking totality. In the beginning of the season, it was some of the worst quarterback play.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has improved compared to early in the year. I think for sure he's
Because
improved.
that's what it does. That's what the beginning of it does. It skews the totality.
He hasn't been challenged. The Browns game was a really good game by him.
Did he not get challenged against the Colts?
I thought he played terrible against the Colts.
Did he not end the game with two
Even
touchdowns?
in the defensive touchdown that was scored.
That has nothing to do with that.
Because last year looked like Russ had a statistically great season last year. Stats could lie sometimes, and numbers could look a little bit different.
Yo, you're so fucking shameless.
What are you talking about?
Talking about Russell Wilson and the stats aren't different. You've sat
wasn't
here
good
and
last year.
Exactly.
And Bo Nix isn't really that good this year.
But you know the truth of the first half of this season, the quarter, whereas the first 4 games, it's easily his worst stretch of football. And then he goes on a string of games where he's been really fucking good.
Let's get in a straight line of thought here. You're speaking about his improvement in those games. I think the statistics show that he improved. There are 2 games where I thought Bo Nix looked really good in. The Panthers game and then the Cleveland game.
And the Falcons game.
The Falcons game was a scheme game.
But that's him running Sean Payton's system.
There wasn't nothing impressive in that game.
But that's him running his system.
My expectation for Bo Nix is to run Sean's system.
That was Drew.
Would you expect a game that good against the Falcons for Bo Nix?
No, he played really well.
Regardless of scheme or not.
Yeah.
Dales and Drew, last night,
Early in his
Bo
career,
Nix had 260 passing yards. 230 were yak.
I understand that.
What did he do?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's a lot what they're calling, though, to be fair. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
It's been that all season.
So what if, and now, because I'm not allowed to talk about our lack of weapons, I can't talk about that, right? I'm not allowed to talk about our lack of weapons.
I think that's the biggest liability with the Broncos.
Because if you take Courtland Sutton out of the game plan, if you're a defense, Courtland Sutton, we're going to try our best to really get him out of the offense, out of the game. What do the Broncos have to work with other than dinking and dunking? Tell me.
I watch Bo Nix on extended dropbacks.
There's nothing.
Vele has been solid this year. Marvin Mims got open twice for touchdowns.
On a 7th round rookie.
Marvin Mims was open twice. He was open for a wide open touchdown. You're telling me who's doing something and Marvin Mims was wide open.
And that's one throw.
And he missed it.
And how many fucking times?
Duck.
How many fucking times has Bo Nix hit perfectly in stride to Troy Franklin, to Marvin, and the ball goes right through their hands. How many times,
Even
Mr.
with
Moran?
those stats, out of 34...
How many times? Because you can't be ignorant to that.
Troy Franklin and Cortland Sutton had a deep drop last week.
Yes. No, not just last week. The season.
I know.
Because when you were talking about successful plays, you didn't take that into account.
Yes, I did.
No, you don't fucking lie to me. Because when you said, he doesn't have a successful throw, and I mentioned to you all the times where he's had perfect, beautiful passes right in the breadbasket, dropped, that would have been touchdowns, 40, 50-yard touchdowns. You didn't care about that.
Bo Nix started playing well against the Colts once they are already up. There was not one drive that Bo Nix actually led down the field with a degree of difficulty. The Cortland Sutton touchdown was a wide open touchdown. In the first half
after throwing an INT?
That in the first half he did have a good job. But even when you take all that into account, out of 34 qualifying quarterbacks, Bo Nix is 31st in completed air yards per completion.
I don't fucking care.
But these stats matter. These stats matter.
Oh my God, you're pushing an agenda.
No, I'm talking about how he's playing. I'm talking about how he's playing. That's how he's playing.
I don't give a fuck about stats that happened in weeks 1 through 5 when he was objectively bad.
This is the entire season. This isn't just weeks 1 through 5.
They're skewing the stats.
So you're just discounting 5 games of football play?
No, because you're allowed. So you're allowed to do it and I can't. You're allowed to do it and I can't.
This is the entire season,
dude. But he's a rookie, Mr. Moran.
So I can't use any stats for the totality of the season. For Bo Nix, I can only use...
You can still use stats from week 5 on and be fair and objective.
For Bo Nix, I can only use stats from week 5 on. I can't use anything from weeks 1 to 4.
Are you not allowed to...
Is that not pushing an agenda to make the numbers look better?
Against the Seahawks?
Just some added context. I think that's all it could be, just some added context. I don't think you should cut it off completely, but I do think it's important to say Bo Nix has improved. The numbers do look better. That's all I think you got to say. I don't think you got. I think that's all you got to say.
You're being ridiculous.
And
because the numbers don't look great. And I agree with you.
Be the moderator here.
It's hard to. It's a lot of screaming, a lot of animosity here.
Let's gather some thoughts.
Here we go.
I can't use stats from weeks 1 and 5.
It isn't. I think you should be able to. But as a Bronco fan and as someone who has just watched Bo Nix from week 1 to, this past week, I think it is more than fair to say the beginning of the season was really damn ugly for Denver. The passing offense was very inconsistent. The offense as a whole was very inconsistent. Bo Nix was not playing well.
No.
After week 5, week 6, the offense improved. Has Bo Nix been playing at a top 12, 15 level where you think he's elevating the offense? He has not. He has not. But the numbers undoubtedly would look better, which we do all the time with rookies, to be fair. To be fair, we always say, after September, player did X. After the first month and a half, player did. We do that all the time with young players. We talk about Jalen Green's fucking April runs and shit. We do it with players all the time.
No, we don't. You just do that.
It's just me.
No,
I don't evaluate Jalen Green by just...
We talk about Jordan Love for the second half of the year. We talk about Jordan Love Toyota-thon.
Come on, bro. Yeah, I'm the only one that fucking does that.
We do it.
Oh my God. You have some fucking nerve.
I'm speaking to that specific point.
We do it.
To Jordan Love, even if
Exactly. Make an excuse.
Make an excuse. It's not an excuse. For the entirety of the season, he was.
We do post-bye week for Jalen Hurts when we look at his numbers because the passer range is over 100 and shit. We do it with a lot of quarterbacks. I don't want to make this.
I want to really stay on track with the Bo Nix thing.
Shit.
Jordan Love for the entirety of the year had 4,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns.
He's a hooper.
In his first year as a starter.
Yeah.
Even in that rough patch when he had those high interception numbers, he was still top 10 in EPA per play in the first half of the season. Yeah. It's not like he played like a bottom level quarterback. I just want to get that out the way. When have I ever came on the show and said Jaden Daniels from week 5's on is playing great? We use Jaden Daniels' entire season stats. If there is a fan base that's being disingenuous, it's been Broncos fans.
How?
Because I'm finishing my point. When we talked about the offensive rookie of the year conversation, Jaden Daniels was clearly always in the lead, always had the better stats, was always leading a better offense.
Did he not have a lull too?
He did have a lull.
Okay, so that's when Broncos fans were talking loudly too.
When you look at the entirety of the season, Jaden Daniels' numbers were still better, and it was by a significant amount.
No, it wasn't. Bo Nix was number 1 for rookies in passing yards, was number 1 in touchdowns.
I'm talking about the totality of the season.
of the season.
The only thing
am I being wrong? No.
A couple weeks ago, Bo Nix was
exactly.
number 1.
He was 1 in yards. He was 1 in total touchdowns. That's not me using post week 5.
That's 2 stats. Jaden Daniels was better.
God. Completion percentage.
Yes, completion percentage, passer rating. Would you say passer rating is a better judge of quarterback play than total yards and total touchdowns?
Of course.
QBR, is that a better metric than total yards and total touchdowns? Jaden led in that. He led in success rate. He led in EPA per play.
The Broncos are winning a couple games in a row. Bo Nix was playing good football, so it was getting pushed.
And the Commanders also had a better offense, which Jaden Daniels was leading. So I've never used a small sample size just for Jaden Daniels. The reason why after week 5, Bo Nix's numbers became better. Yes, he has time to improve. We don't expect to just judge him off of weeks 1 and week 5. Those also were the teams that objectively the Broncos played tougher defenses in. So what happened after week 5? He started to play easier defenses and started to play well.
The Chiefs are still in that run right there.
The last 2 weeks, he's played some better defenses, and in drop back situations, we talk about the weapons, but what I noticed is that on these extended dropbacks, Bo Nix is escaping the pocket early. He is bailing early. And the stats for the entirety of the season are that he's 31st in completed air yards per completion. He's 33rd in on-target percentage. He's 29th in passing yards per attempt. This is the totality of the season. This is 15 games of evidence we're going off of, and this is where he ranks.
So you're going to tell me with a straight face, the first 4 weeks, it's fair to say that that's similar to how he looked at the rest of the part of the season, right? That's how we're going to do that?
I think
that's fair.
The first 4 weeks
it's like using Bryce Young. Like Bryce Young is probably bottom of the league in EPA, but we can objectively say that he's looked a lot better post benching than pre, right?
But Bryce Young's also not playing that.
We're going to talk about pre.
Bryce Young's also, to me, he has not stamped or solidified himself at all.
But he's been a lot better.
He's been a lot better. He was unplayable before.
Yeah, I just think maybe we're having different conversations because right now I don't think Bo Nix is a stamped and sealed franchise quarterback either. But I think my expectation for him this season was to kind of play what he's been playing. Like, he's had some moments where, he's elevated his game. He's had some low moments too. I was not expecting Bo Nix to be out here his rookie year and be better than rookie CJ Stroud or Jaden Daniels this year or any of these quarterbacks. So what he's doing is about what I was expecting. I think when it's all said and done, where Bo Nix ranks in the quarterbacks, when he's in his prime, whatever, I don't know. But I think what Bo Nix is a quarterback that's going to be playing in a system. He's going to be playing in Sean Payton's system.
Yes.
And he's going to have moments where he can elevate because I think he is a good athlete. I think when throwing on the run, I think he could, manipulate his body in certain ways. He's not a nothing when he gets outside the pocket. He's one of the better mobile quarterbacks. So he's going to have times and moments where he can make good throws on the run, or even in the pocket because he has a good arm too. But overall, I'm still not expecting Bo Nix to be in a conversation where I have these expectations for him to be top 10 in the league really in anything. I think he's going to be a fine system quarterback.
I'm glad we're giving our closing thoughts. That's what you think Bo Nix is.
Yes.
And you think Bo Nix is far from the problem with the offense.
Well, I mean, the offense has some problems for sure. The thing is even though Bo Nix, he's not the most talented, don't get me wrong, but the offensive line is still really good. It's arguably the best in the league. Pass blocking,
it's
at
the
least.
best pass blocking unit.
Yeah,
amazing.
And Courtland Sutton's really good.
Our biggest issue is running.
Of course, they need more weapons. And also, the offense, it could be because of the weapons. You can make the argument because it's Bo Nix. It is a little finicky. Marvin Mims has a screen route or he's running a go route. You know what I mean?
But, Dels, is that not a piece of evidence when a play caller calls certain plays for a quarterback? Is that not him showing trust in a quarterback? Is there a reason why these longer developing things aren't called for Bo Nix as much?
Should we not see that against the Browns though? Did he not have
and
the more
Browns,
developing?
He was airing the ball down the field, and he had a tremendous ADOT in that game.
So we've seen what he can do.
But that was also
again,
a game,
you're going off the last 2
that
weeks.
That was also
Papa.
a game with a specific game plan. With the Browns are a blitz heavy team, so what they were doing is that the Browns want to blitz us. We're going to throw the ball down the field.
So I do think it says something what the play caller calls, how he trusts, what he thinks about the quarterback, 100%.
Agreed.
But I don't want to make it just off Bo Nix's rookie year and be like, this is what it's going to be. I need to see at least going into next year where I'm assuming the Broncos pick up minimum one more weapon.
7th round rookie.
Arguably 2. What does he trust in Bo Nix year 2? How does Bo Nix improve? If it's the same shit and week 15 of year 2, I think we could have that conversation. But just over 15 weeks, especially because in the first half, shit was working. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at it. It was working. They were putting up points. So in the second half, they're probably not going to change it either.
Exactly.
So I'm not ready to say his rookie year, the way Sean Payton's calling the offense is just how it's going to be for his career.
My closing thoughts on Bo Nix are that, I think right now, the way he plays quarterback is clearly holding back the Broncos offense.
Which is wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. I think it's
objectively
correct.
wrong.
I think it's correct. And Bo Nix,
compared to like if you put Justin Herbert in here, sure, but who are you like?
God.
I'm just wondering.
We don't have to go that far in comparison. Baker Mayfield elevates this offense more.
The offense would be better with Baker. I agree. Bo Nix, yeah, Baker's having a better year than him easily.
Yeah, I think Drake May elevates this offense more.
I like Drake May.
Drake May was also a top 3 pick.
And Bo Nix was a first-round pick.
He's the 6th quarterback taken. And I'm not here talking about him like he's prime Jesus Christ.
I don't disagree, Joel. I don't disagree. Like, we're going to do quarterback rankings going into next year. Season's over. It's going to be hard to put Bo Nix in your top 20. It's going to be really difficult.
I think, and that's why I said,
that doesn't mean he can't.
There is nothing that I see Bo Nix do that I don't think Daniel Jones couldn't do in this system right now with how they're calling plays.
I don't know. Daniel Jones in 2022 did have the year, so I can't be like, no way.
Was number 1 in on-target percentage in 2022.
Do you understand what he's doing to me right now in this situation?
No, I understand.
I can't disagree with him because I don't think Daniel Jones I don't think he lacks talent. I think there's parts about his game that is actually good.
Yeah.
He's pigeonholing me.
Listen, a lot of quarterbacks.
I'm not pigeonholing.
No, you actually are, whether you realize it or not.
The thing is, a lot of these quote unquote system quarterbacks are guys that aren't in like the top 12 to 15 every year. I'm talking about Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix, all of these dudes. It's all about situation.
I don't want you to put Bo Nix in that category. He's not Jared Goff. He's not Baker Mayfield.
I'm not putting Bo Nix in that category yet. But I think Drew's expectation for him and what I saw with him just in terms of like what he is at his best is kind of that range where he's not going to be top 12, maybe not even top 15. But all of those dudes, it's so situation dependent. Because Baker Mayfield was in Carolina with nothing around him and he looked like shit. And I was up here talking crazy about him. And then he goes with Liam Cohen, who looks like a great OC, or Dave Canales last season. And you have, Rashad White and Bucky Irvin.
That would be correct if Bo Nix was in a bad situation. He's not in a bad situation.
Oh, my God. No. Stop allowing Sean Payton in a really great offensive line, who Cortland Sutton this year has been great. Can we also say that's partly because of Bo Nix, too?
Do you think the Broncos situation is better than the Bears situation?
No.
What? When you account for play calling and offensive line play?
I wish we had that level of talent.
But if you didn't have the play caller in the O-line,
the play caller is 50% of the game.
If I'm keeping it stacked, Drew, if I could have, when it comes to play calling, O-line, and weapons, I would have weapons last.
Who's in a better situation?
DJ Moore, Rome, and Keenan.
I get it. No, I get it. I definitely get it.
Who's in a better situation?
Solely because.
But if you had to rank those 3, how would you rank it?
I think weapons are important too. Rookie quarterback, agreed. It's play caller 1.
I would play, and I think O-line too.
I think for any quarterback play caller, it might be number 1. If you don't have a competent play caller, he can make elite level talent look shitty.
But you can also be fair in saying it doesn't matter how long your offensive line holds for if your guys aren't getting open.
Yeah, but they're getting open.
Not really. Like Cortland Sutton, yes, he gets open. But again, like I said, then if that was the case, then Cortland Sutton would have broke a K last year. He would have. Did he? No.
He was damn close.
He not really. He was at like 8-something.
Did he play the entirety of the season?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
And he's about to be at 1,000 already. My whole statement becomes...
There's also more... Jerry Jeudy was a big mouth to feed last year, too.
I won't disagree there. But also understanding the truth. We need a tight end. We need a running back. We need a wide receiver 2 and 3. Cortland Sutton has been really fucking great. Our offensive line has been fantastic. Sean Payton is a really great play caller. I'm not oblivious to any of this, but if you're going to be honest, then be honest about what's bad too. This run game sucks. I don't want to hear about success rate. Watch the game. It's dog shit. Fucking Jaleel McLaughlin has talent. We don't put him in the game. Audric Estime got a little bit of burn. Javonte still takes a majority of the snaps, and he's not fucking good. And I love him. He's not good anymore. Our wide receiver 2, we're talking highly on Vele, and he's a 7th-round rookie. Can we also give a little praise to Bo Nix there too? To say he's the weakest link, it's disingenuous.